Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we are taking a look at the Stylmartin Sunset EVO Shoes available at RevZilla.com. So what you see on the table in front of me is going to be the new Sunset EVOs from Stylmartin. You're getting a CE rated riding shoe, 2-season functionality. Think late into the spring, all summer long, and then early into the fall. It's going to be a breathable riding shoe that's going to give you CE rated protection, but that's not going to have that overall, boot style that you're going to see from traditional Stylmartin boots. Now, sizing is the real key here. So when Stylmartin first came onto the scene, the Indian boots was a pair that I really kind of gravitated to, but the sizing was extremely large. We had to size down one full size. So when I first saw these come through, that was my biggest concern, was how is this sizing going to come into play? Well, with these Sunset EVOs, these are going to be extremely traditionally sized. So sizes are going to range from 39 to 47, and that's going to be a European designation. So what you can do is you can use the size chart to find your US equivalent. Typically in a riding shoe or a riding boot, I'm a size 12, and that translated over to a 46 in Stylmartin's sizing chart, and I found that that fit me spot on. So you should have no surprises with sizing as far as the Sunset EVOs are concerned. Now there's going to be one color available, and that is going to be the gray and brown that you see on the table in front of me. Now, if you're not familiar with Stylmartin, this is going to be a premium Italian brand that we've seen at RevZilla for quite a few years now, and it's a brand that we're all quite familiar with from a quality standpoint as well as an overall design standpoint. And what we're really seeing with the Sunset EVOs is they're now getting into a traditional riding shoe. And this is going to be for you riders out there that like the look of like your favorite pair of old beat-up Chuck Taylors, but you want something that's going to give you more support and more protection when you're out there on your motorcycle. And that's where this shoe is really coming into play. Now, if you want to take it one step further, you can take a look at the Raptors. The Raptors are going to be extremely similar in style. They're going to add a camo finish to the canvas, and then they're also going to add waterproof protection. So where the Sunset EVOs come in around the $155 price point, you can bump up an extra $10 if you're looking for waterproof, and that's where the Raptor would come into play. So breaking down what we're seeing from a construction standpoint, you're going to see the main chassis is going to be done in a canvas material, and then there's going to be an oil skin leather that's going to work itself all the way through, giving you just a really classic look with the protection of leather in places where you're going to need it. So the leather overlays, double stitched, are going to have protection for your shift points. It's going to be symmetric in design, but you do have that shift panel on top so you don't wear through the top of your sneaker. And then the sole on this, the whole shoe is going to be distressed. You can see that distressed works down into the molded rubber sole. And just taking a look at the bottom, just a classic skate shoe sole with this nice diamond pattern. And the rigidity, it's about a 4 out of 10, 3, 4 out of 10. It's going to be something that's comfortable enough that you can walk around all day with without having any discomfort, but it's going to be more supportive than a traditional pair of sneakers, and the fact that it is going to give you that CE safety rating. And especially if you're going to be maybe standing on the pegs or just with your feet and your weight on those pegs all day long, you're going to get that extra support in the midsole that you wouldn't have from a regular sneaker. At the toe, you are going to have a reinforced toe box with this, and then you're going to see, just as we pull through, the one thing that I did want to point out as we wrap around to the back, there is going to be CE rated ankle cups on both sides, so the lateral and the medial side will have ankle cups, reinforcement at the heel, and then probably my favorite part of this, the whole shoe has a very just gray kind of distressed look until you get to the back and you have this little pop of high vis. Now the one thing that's really unique about this is it's not just high vis, it's also reflective. So when we took a picture of this with a flash, you do get that big pop of reflectivity at the back of the shoe just to give you that extra bit of safety for night riding. Now as we take a look at the inside, remember this is not going to have that waterproof lining the same way we would with the Raptors, but what you are going to have is a very comfortable padded inside. You're going to have a sweat wicking mesh to the inside of this, and then your insole is going to be a removable micro perf insole. So if you want to, you can pull that out, and you will notice if I hold this up to the light, actually you can see it perfectly in the back, it is going to be that perf sole just to help with the breathability in those warmer situations. Like I mentioned in the beginning, this is really that 2-season warm option for a riding shoe from Stylmartin. So for riders out there that want to break away from the pack, you don't want that big kind of military-esque or motorcycle boot look, but you do want the protection that those style boots offer. Stylmartin is going to offer you now the Sunset EVOs, which is an option for you to consider. And there's a lot of riders out there utilizing Stylmartin boots on their rides. So if you want to hear more about what they have to say, you can always click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there putting Stylmartin boots through their paces. If you have more questions for one of our gear geeks as to which set of footwear is right for you and your ride, give them a shout, 877-792-9455, or simply shoot over an email to cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Stylmartin Sunset EVO boots. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.